Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today I played in the UK Blitz final. In round one, I was playing against a kid who ended up getting over 100 points. And he actually played a very good combo against me. I was a little bit rusty, I think, in the early rounds. And he played a very good combo against me. And probably should have played on at the end with F6. It looked like he was better. He was a pawn up. In round four, I lost to Shreyas. I got totally crushed by Shreyas. It looked like a 2600 playing against 2400, which in a few years it will be. Or I'll probably be 2300 by then, by the time Shreyas is 2600. But yeah, it's just like a bad game from my perspective, but he made me look bad. And then weirdly, I got back into it after that. So I was thinking, yeah, Shreyas probably going to go into distance. Didn't quite happen. So I think the three people I was in contention with, Shreyas, Gastonov, who won it last year as well, and Freddie Gordon, who's also very strong. They kind of drop points to people I wouldn't expect them to drop points to, in no offense to their opponents. So, yeah, I was kind of surprised I was in contention to win towards the end. There was three games at the end where I basically gagged it away against played Freddie, Yi Chen Han, who didn't have a great event, and Gasinov. So I just hold this a little bit because I keep, yeah. And I was probably better in all those games. I got 1 out of 3. It's just not very good. So I kind of got a bit nervous. Basically, when I was playing Gasinov, I had a good position. I made a stupid mistake at some point. I had a bishop on f5, so he can't really castle kingside because I'll take his bishop on f6 and go queen h5, or if he takes the queen, I have bishop h7. So he can't castle queenside because the bishop's stopping him from castling queenside. So if I just play developing with like bishop b2, I said to myself before the event, don't push it. Don't push too hard. Just play normal moves and just let the game develop. Of course, when you're in the heat of battle, you forget about all that. And I went a more forcing move, bishop b4, forgetting he could castle queenside, after which, it didn't look that great after that. I lost on time, but the position's already gone a bit wrong by that point. So he won fair and square. He won a tournament fair and square. I thought, like 50-50 game against Shreyas in the final round. Obviously, Shreyas will win a lot of these sort of events in the future, no question. He's only 15, right? All these kids are going to improve a lot. I was quite glad that I scored some points against people like Freddie because I'd always lost to Freddie. So I got a draw against Freddie. That's not too bad a result because I've always lost to him before. Also, I managed to win against Supertit, but again, I had a bad score against Supertit, so that was good. Beat Indy, never beaten Indy before. Drew with Jacob, Connor Boswell, that was a good fight as well. Drew Yi Chen was probably better towards the end. A lot of tough games. Stanley is a tough opponent. Don't do very well against Stanley generally, so that was probably my best game, or the game against Peter Wells was also a decent game. So overall, fairly happy with the second outright. And I think my work ethic has improved recently, and I think that's probably led to more consistent results because in the past I wasn't kind of getting these results. I was sort of collapsing. So playing more, obviously Gasanov's a decent player, fair play. It's probably there on the plate because people were messing up. So I really could have won the tournament. And then I would have been the British Rapid Play and the British Blitz champion, which is crazy. But yeah, anyway, I lost points actually. I lost 5 points according to the website. Because my rating's 2490. So I'll probably gain on ETF ratings. I think Supertit gained like over 100 points. The kid I drew in the first round, what's his name? Something like VJ Kumar or something, from Scotland, also a very good player. He gained over 100 points. Indy gained like 80 points. So probably I was the only. Shreyas gained like 26 points. Freddie gained like 80. No, maybe not that many. But Freddie definitely gained a lot. And I didn't gain at all. I had a bit of a shocker rating wise, but probably gained slightly on the ECF. I think Magnus got over 2,900 today, which is crazy, right? Like, how can you even play at that level? It's just insane, right? He's almost as good as Stockfish. I think he got over 2,900 live ratings, but possibly went below that afterwards, which is it's insane, right? I mean, he probably would have got 15 out of 15 in my tournament, to be honest. But yeah, it was a little bit disappointing that I sort of collapsed around about round 10, 11, 12. I think I would put it down to nerves. I was just basically in a position to potentially win the tournament at that point, and I messed up. As far as the women's event is concerned, I think Bodhana and Camilla were tied for first with a player that I didn't really familiar with, but I think she's from somewhere like Singapore. And she won the tournament. Fair play, she deserved it. Bodhana was close. Bodhana will obviously win these in the future. The thing with all these kids is they're just going to get better, right? So it doesn't really matter what they're doing now, they're just going to get better. And they're going to win tournaments in the future. You know, it's inevitable. Me getting old and dying is inevitable, just as them overtaking me and getting stronger is inevitable. So that's just the reality of life. But yeah, overall, fairly pleased with the result. I'll be honest, I'm quite happy with second outright. I was lucky to get second outright because going into the last round, I was fourth, which is only 200 quid. But because the results went in my favour, if Freddie hadn't lost and Gasanov and the other game, Gasanov Shreyas had been a draw, I would have finished fourth. But because Freddie lost to, obviously Stan is a very good player. And obviously you would expect the Gasanov game, because I think Shreyas was behind on tiebreak, so he had to win. So he can't afford like a draw. So possibly Gasanov needed a win as well, because maybe if Freddie had won, he might have been behind him on tiebreak. It's all a bit of a confusing situation. You don't want to lose out on tiebreak. I'm glad I didn't lose out on tiebreak. But overall, very happy with the result. Even though I was top seed, it doesn't really reflect the situation. I'll be honest, Shreyas is already a much better player than me. So there's no way that I'm like the favourite for that tournament. It's just ridiculous, right? Yeah, I had a bit of a nightmare yesterday because I was standing on the cross-country train for about 4 hours. It was horrific. Because the train was delayed and the train manager kept apologising. He must have had a world record. If I had £1 for every time he apologised, I'd be richer than Elon Musk. But basically, I was standing on the train. If anyone's ever taken cross-country, it's a nightmare. Some of the services are just horrendous. You have to stand the whole way. So I was standing all the way from York to Leamington Spa. And I will try and claim back a little bit of that ticket because it was delayed as well. So it was about half an hour late. When I got there, because I don't have a phone at the moment, I don't have a laptop. I've only got the tablet and I've got the desktop at home. I don't have a phone. I couldn't find a taxi rank in Leamington Spa. There was no taxi rank, and there was no taxis outside the station, which I should have gone to Warwick because more taxis there. So I was walking around for like an hour and a half trying to find my hotel because all I had was written down on a piece of paper. I had no idea whether, as it turned out, it was down like some obscure dark road. Like it was just at pure luck that somebody knew where it was. So that was really lucky. I was just walking around for an hour and a half. I just wasn't going in completely wrong direction. I was going mad. I was like, the only choice I've got is go right back into town and try and maybe go into a restaurant and order a taxi or something like that. And then today I couldn't, I got lost again. So this is the problem when you haven't got a phone. I got lost again trying to find a venue. Fortunately, two people very kindly. It's amazing how generous people are when you ask them. It's like yesterday, this guy going through his phone, having a look at the where the hotel is. I mean, well, he doesn't even know me. People are so kind and generous. Anyway, so that's my next tournament is supposed to be the 4NCL. So I really got my work cut out in that because we're going to play against very strong teams. So that's going to be tough. European individual, I think Indich is winning, leading that. So he drew today. Still up for grabs. I think he's half a point clear. Probably played Cherepinov. Anyway, that's the update from the British Blitz. Thanks again for watching. Yeah, and I'll just, I might not do this again next year though, because I basically probably spent like 400 quid. When you factor in a hotel, so 2 nights hotel, the travel's like 157. right? It's cost me £400. I made £100 profit, and if I'd finished fourth, I'd have made about a £200 loss. You know, when you factor in all the food, and you know, obviously I eat a lot, as you can tell. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm playing pretty well. Obviously, you know, I'm looking forward to playing some more tournaments over the next few weeks, and hopefully, you know, win some prize money, and maybe even win like a big tournament somewhere. You never know.